you'll get used to it when it comes to like taking sales calls. But a lot of people when it comes to collecting payment will just, if someone asks them to break things down with a finance option, they'll just be like, yeah, we can break it down straight away. And something I'm very heavy on, and I always tell the lads in my offer, which is this is something that I'm like the best at really in the offer, and I feel like it's why I collect the most payment. When it comes to people asking if there's options, instead of just saying, yeah, we can break it down, because we feel like that's what they want to hear for their safety, we want to keep the frame, and we want to, like I talk about this a lot, but we want to keep the frame and get a tie down first, and then go into the options after if we need to. But we'll just do a little breakdown of this. To be honest, like this call I had the other day, 5k PIF, right? Call wasn't even that good. Like I realized when I was pitching, I was like, nah, I haven't got as much as what I could have, and I should have got more. But collecting payment can be a make or break. If it comes to collecting payment and you're shitting yourself, you're giving them loads of options, that can overwhelm them. If you just say, right, nah, we're taking the investment up front. Is that something you can do or not? Yes, it is. Okay, and then going straight to it.
You've got all the calls, they're all recorded, but they're all there so you can develop your knowledge and build a lot of knowledge for yourself in that time as well. Okay, so does that all make sense? Okay,
so that's $5,000.
Yeah, $5,000 for
now, does that include the whatever supplements they want me to take, or I purchase that on my own?
Yeah, so you'll get access to the source, you get a discount on the source as well, whilst you're.
So instead of there, when he asks that question, this is obviously offer dependent. When he says, does that include the compounds instead of just saying, no, it doesn't. I'm saying, like, I'm staying on like the upwards trajectory and going like, yeah, so you'll get access to the source. They're not actually included in the price, but you'll get a discount on those. So it's not like me going, oh no, like you don't get this. No, it's like he's asking a question. The answer can be no, but I'm still answering it with yes, but then still not lying to him. Do you get that?
Yeah,
Like
fair enough.
it's all about the way that the call goes. Because if I answer that with nah, yeah, none of that's included, it's just going to bring the feeling of the call down a little bit. So I've kept it up there.
Find Alex's, and obviously it depends on what you're going to be taking. So that you'll have access to the source, you'll be able to purchase those.
And now, is that 5,000 paid all at once up front, or is there a payment plan? That's a lot of money all at one time.
Okay, yeah, like we can have a conversation about things. First of all, like investment aside, do you feel like everything that we've ran through can work for you in terms of getting you to where you want to be?
Yeah.
So a lot of time there, a lot of the time there, a close I might hear him say 5,000. That's a lot of money. Now instead of starting objection handling him there, I don't need to objection handle him. I don't need to be like a lot of money in comparison to what. I'll just get a tie down. I'll just say, all right, first of all, investment aside, do you feel that everything that we've ran through can work for you? And then we'll just take the conversation away from the investment side of things to start with to make sure he is still definitely bought in. And what a lot of closers will do there is when he said, does that need to be paid up front? A lot of closers will think, oh, well, that's a make or break for him. But it's not. It's a buying question. It can be a buying question. So instead of saying, yeah, you can break it down, you can do this, you can do that, we ultimately get paid less if they break things down. And sometimes that can cause more uncertainty. This guy's very fearful. He's got a lot of fear in him. So him being in a position where he's got loads of options and it's taking an extra 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes before he actually does it. So giving him loads of options there and allowing him to have more time before making the decision, that can ultimately allow fear to creep up more. But yeah, so we'll keep watching it there.
Okay, what makes you say that?
Like I said, I've been following him for a while on Instagram, watching his videos and then watching the videos he sent. So I feel like he does have some knowledge of the specific protocols and could probably make recommendations on what I need. As far as diet and exercise, I guess I never really thought anything different about like working out. I just thought working out was working out. I didn't realize there would be, a different working out might be better for, doing different things might be better for me on certain things. So I never gave that much thought. That's a different way of thinking about it.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of people do get that wrong as well and feel like it's a case that you can just train the same way you always have and just add a compound. It's going to be like a magic pill. And of course, it is going to help. Of course, it's going to help, but there's specific ways to get the most out of things and make sure that you actually get that actual specific plan that's going to work for you. So yeah, if things make sense.
So what I've done there, he's sold himself, right? Because if let's say I went straight into price there and said, no, so we're going to take the investment up front, he can be like, I don't know. But he needs to remind himself as well. He needs to remind himself that this is something that he does want to do. And he's just completely sold himself on the reasons that he does need this. He might have forgot that. Even if it was 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, he might have forgot that. So he's reminded himself on why he wants to do it. And then when it comes to me saying that the investment's up front, he's going to be like, okay, let's do it. And also with that, he's told me something there, right? Instead of just going straight into the price, because that can seem very scripted and people can notice when something's salesy. So when he tells me his reasons why, I want to prove that I was listening to him saying that. So I'm having a conversation. Yeah, yeah, I understand that. A lot of people don't understand this and like just talking shit, really. Not necessarily talking shit, but just helping him realize that I am listening to him and it is a conversation, so he feels more safe there.
We can have a conversation about that. So in terms of everything, typically we would take the investment up front. Is that something that would be possible to you or not?
Yeah, you can probably do that.
Okay. Are you sure?
So then straight away, he's just said, yeah, I can probably do that. And then, are you sure?
Okay, man.
Yeah.
So
So it's went from, oh, 5 grand's a lot of money. Is there ways to break that down? I've stayed firm instead of saying, yes, we can. I've just asked him a couple of questions, and it turns out he can pay the five up front, and that's done. 5K PIF. This is a big thing when it comes to sales, and I'll speak to Rohan. Won't mind me saying this, but me and Rohan's had a lot of conversations about this. Rohan's discovery is fucking excellent. Join all Rohan's call reviews. His discoveries are fucking brilliant. But then when it comes to collecting payment, he knows that he can improve on that because sometimes when it comes to someone asking, oh, like, is there ways we can break that down? And I've been guilty of this in the past. When it comes to people seeing if they can break something down, it's just like, yeah, you can break it down. Like there's loads of ways we can do it. You can break things down. And then people get overwhelmed. Even if people end up breaking things down, I know on my offer, it's a case that I get paid less if they use a finance option because the finance options take 20%. So it's in my interest. It's also in their best interest to pivot as well. So we want them to be putting as much down as possible at the start. And I've noticed as well when it comes to using finance options, if you've not got anything down before they go through, let's say Clarity Pay, Klarna, and then they come to realize that it's 20% interest, people can be like, oh, nah, fuck that. I don't want to pay any interest. And you can lose the deal. So having someone pay in full literally takes 2 minutes. It's huge. And it's something that I'm big on when it comes to collecting payment for sure. Who's got questions?
You know, you were saying earlier about reminding him why he's actually doing it in the first place. We had a few calls with Kyle Sodemy, and that was one thing he preached about, is like getting them into a resourceful state after price has been dropped. Like that's all they're thinking about, and it's 5K. What was fucking lot of money.
Yeah.
Just forget about the entire conversation you just had.
Yeah, 100%, and people will, and that's normal. That's basic human psychology. Like when it comes to everything that you've been speaking about across the last 20 minutes, and then when someone mentions price, you just like, fuck 5K. Like, how can I do that? I can't do this. You start thinking of every single reason why things shouldn't work, and then it's down to us as closers to remind them of that. Get it, like a tie down in sales is the best thing ever. Like it's just I don't see any sales coach ever not teaching to use a tie down because it's just so simple, right? Why do you feel that this can work for you? And then automatically you're getting them to sell themselves on every reason why, and you're getting them to bring back up the whole reason that they're on the call. It's less about how much it is, and it's more about how much they want it and how resourceful they're willing to get in order to make it work.